Hi guys, it's Darren. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to do a stitch with me on my new tiger piece, which is called Born Free, which is a DMC kit. And this is the one that I got sent from Beth from the UK. So grab your stitching or crafting, whichever you're doing, or if you're just listening. Hope you enjoy. Let's get on with it. So I'm hoping you can see these okay. I'm going to say it's all on black Ada, which is 16 count. So I'll try to find a colour that kind of stands out a bit better for you so you can actually see. So first of all, I just want to thank everybody who commented on my last video with regards to my mum. And so she is doing a lot better. She's now out of hospital and at home resting. They've changed her medication. So hopefully she won't be getting the dizzy spells no more. I haven't spoke to her as of yet. I'll be phoning her up later on tonight. It is Saturday here. So, because I know the clocks in the UK go back an hour, as from, well, say tonight stroke Sunday morning. So normally I phone her on a Sunday, but with the clocks changing, that will be, normally it's around about 10:30, 11 o'clock when I phone her, for when the carers have been and got her ready. But obviously when the clocks go back, it's going to be like 8:30, 9 o'clock. Now I generally go to bed at like 9:30, so I like to normally have an hour on the phone with my mum at least. So I've now decided I'm going to phone her on a Saturday, which will confuse her even more. So then if for any reasons the carers are late and she's not able to talk straight away, I know I don't have to worry that I've got to go to bed. So I'm going to be speaking to her later on today, find out how things are going. So my brother did send me a photo when she come out of hospital, and she has a nice shiner. It's absolutely huge. So yeah, so she cut herself on her left eye, above her left eye, so she's got a couple of stitches in there. So she's got a nice shiner on her left, which also goes onto her right hand side as well. So she looks like she's been brawling. I'm gonna say she's knocked out completely one of her teeth. I chipped another one. So she's obviously now got to try and get booked into a dentist to get that chipped one sorted out. But other than that, she's doing all right. Well, I've not had any messages from my brother to say otherwise, so she must be doing all okay. So again, thank you everyone who sent your well wishes for my mum. So it's, as I say, it's Saturday here today, so I've done my regular floss tube. That one's up. So I thought I'll get my stitch with me done while I can, while I've got a chance. And this will be ready then for going up on Wednesday. Sorry, I'm actually, because this one is a paper chart, so I'm obviously having to check where I'm going. So I do apologise for any silences, as I try to realise where I am, and then obviously I'll have to mark off as well as I go along. So I thought I'd pick this colour because there's plenty of this colour, because it's mainly the tiger's face. And typical the area that I picked the stitch in, there's hardly any around. So looks like I'm going counting. There we go. Thank you. So we're expecting some storms later on today, so it's getting really muggy at the moment, so it sounds like we're definitely, well, feels like we're definitely going to be getting a storm. Normally over here, so it's like warm and muggy. It's the ideal conditions for storms. So hopefully there's no hail with it. Now in the UK, if it was going to hail, you didn't mind because hailstone wasn't that big. Over here, you have hailstone, you run for cover. It's absolutely huge. It's like golf ball size. And I say, first time someone mentioned that, I was like, yeah, alright then, whatever. But no, seriously, it's really, really big. So, yeah, so that should be fun. So the car will be going undercover in the car park. So the storms were meant to be all day today. Well, tonight it's meant to be starting all this afternoon. And then all day tomorrow, which is Sunday, and all day Monday. So which is good because we could do with the rain. So if you're not from Australia, I don't know how it works in some of your countries, but did that one right. We have water tanks in where I live because we're rural. So we need the rain to obviously fill up the water tanks because we're not on the main grid. So not doing too bad. We've got just under half a tank of water left, which isn't bad. Normally you get people going out and buying water to fill the water tanks up several times a year. I've been quite lucky here. When we moved into this house, the tank was empty, so we had to get water then. So we got 13,000 litres delivered or something like that. So, and then since then we've never had to buy any more. So that was over a year ago, because the rain just keeps topping it up. So we've done quite well. So I'm going to say, hopefully if we get as much rain as say we're going to get, then that'll fill this tank up again. So we won't have to worry about buying any more water for at least about another year. So it is alright being on tank water. You don't have to worry about paying for water fees, unless you run out of water, obviously. So you don't have any like water bills or anything like that to pay for. But the downside to it is if you have a power cut, you've got no water because it uses a pump to pump the water out of the tank through to your showers, etc. So yeah, so that can get quite annoying if you have a power cut. I mean, we had problems with our power a couple of months back now. So we had no water for 24 hours because it happened at night time. And then we had to contact the realtor for them to contact the owner to see what they wanted to do with regards to it. So obviously we had to wait for them to get back to us. So anyway, the owner came out and sorted it all out. It was a loose wire outside, so we have there's like I think they call it a septic tank, so which is where all your waste goes to, and then it gets pumped out on a sprinkler out into the field. So it was a loose wire on there, so because it was raining it was getting wet and then going everywhere, well, shorting it out all the time. So give me just 2 seconds, guys. I'm just going to highlight what I've done before I forget. Now, I heard the funniest story ever I've heard on the radio the other day. Now, this is something that happened in LA. I think they said it was LA. Anyway, this bloke went to a convenience store over there and decided to steal a car So stole this car. The police gave chase. Anyway, the person must have really liked this car. Anyway, he managed to get a bit of a lead on the police. He was being followed by the police helicopter. But anyway, he managed to get a bit of a lead on the cops. And he must have been running out of fuel. So he pulled into a service station, filled the car again, went in, paid for it. I put that in completely the wrong spot. Went in, paid for the fuel, bought a couple of groceries, got back in the car, and then drove off again. And the police were never able to catch him. I wonder, it's like, how fast was he going, or how slow were the police going, that he had that much of a lead that he could call into a petrol station, fill his car, do some shopping, pay for it all, and then set off again and still have a lead on the police. So the police never found him, needless to say. So they're still trying to find out how it all happened, and looking on CCTVs and see if they can figure out who he is. But yeah, I mean, that's bad when police can't catch somebody in a stolen car. So either must have been a real powerful sports car, or they drove really, really slow. I know the police have to drive slow on certain cases if it's going to put people in danger or anything like that, or they'll call the pursuit off, but they were chasing him down a motorway, so. But yeah, I heard that and I was like, seriously? I found it quite funny. So once I've finished doing my stitch with me today, I'm going to get on with my Mini Deer Creek. See how we can go on that one. Hopefully I can get a fair few stitches in. As I say, it's going to be crappy weather this weekend, so I'm not going anywhere. Well, I have no plans on going anywhere anyway. So I'm going to be stopping in and stitching. So hopefully, shouldn't have any distractions either. Normally when they say there's going to be a severe storm with chance of hail, everybody stays in, because they don't want the cars damaging. So the amount of cars that you see driving around with hail damage, so great big dints like all over the bonnets and roofs and stuff like that, it's unbelievable. A lot of people, if they don't have a carport or anything like that, will go to a supermarket. Some of them will go to undercover ones if there's undercover ones around. Where I live, there is no undercover car parking. But the 3 main supermarkets here, they have like shade sales. So a lot of people go and park under those just to give their cars a bit more protection from the hail. So you can always know when there's a storm coming, because nobody's shopping but the car parks are full. And people are all fighting to try and get onto these couple of spots that are available. So, bear with me a moment, guys. I'm just going to pause the video here. I'm going to get my lightbox, I think, because it's a bit of a dull morning, so you can't really see the holes in here. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay guys, I'm back. So as you can see, the lightbox makes a big difference when stitching on black. So if you've never used one of these before, they're absolutely brilliant. And this is just on the lowest setting. If you watch one of my other stitch with me, I think it was my London one when I showed it on, you can see the difference that it actually makes. So it does make a huge difference when stitching on black. Also makes it a lot easier to find the holes as well. So, another thing is, because I've got that on my knee, the thing slides around a little bit more, so I'm trying to do this so it doesn't slide around too much. So, I'm going to have to do a bit of one-handed stitching. So, if for any reason you just get a quick jump in the video, that's me running outside to fetch my washing in. I thought I would risk it because they said it was going to be overcast but fine this morning, and the showers won't come in until this afternoon. But I think I've just heard a bit of thunder in the background, so if that's the case, I'll be running out to fetch my washing in. Alright, this is sliding around way too much, so I'm going to have to go one-handed stitching, I think. I've not done this for a while. So, kind of spoiled myself by learning how to do two-handed stitching, and now that's all I do. So coming back to doing one-handed stitching, it's a bit different. So, I've been looking at, as I mentioned last time, hard hanger. I've looked at a couple. I'll say there's one on Lakeside Needlecraft. That one's still there. That's a freebie sal. That one doesn't look too bad. Now, if any of you have actually done hard hanger, quick question for you: do you just use normal DMC silk, or is it silk, thread, floss, whatever you want to call it, or do you use like is it pearl cotton on there? Apologies, I thought I heard somebody turn up. Sounded like a car turning up. Oops. It wasn't. And do you just use normal? I'm assuming you don't use normal like aid and that, because you have to split the fabrics and cut them. So I'm assuming it's going to be some kind of linen. So if you guys are aware what's the best to use, again, please let me know. And mark these off before I forget what I've done. So yeah, so I'm really keen to give that a try, just so I can say I've done it, mainly. Okay, it sounds like it's raining, so I'm going to be back in a minute, guys. Okay, let's try this again. So yeah, typical, some of your washing almost dry. It was just spitting. I thought, that's alright, I'll get these in before it comes down faster. Take off about 3 things, and then it opens. So needless to say, my what was almost dry washing is now wet again. So now I'm gonna have to hang it up in the house. I hope that it all dries. It's all wet gear, so I've got 2 days to get it dry, so that's not too bad. I don't need it again until Monday. So I'm just waiting for when the storms start. Tiger's not too bad. He doesn't mind a storm. He'll just sit at the window and watch it. The kittens, however, do not like the storms, especially Ginge. Ginge will sit and cower anywhere, or he'll try and get under covers somewhere. Kitty will just go and hide under the bed. But Ginge really hates storms. The first time we ever had a storm when we got them, come home from work, couldn't even find him. Could hear him, he was meowing like mad, couldn't find him. And typical male cat, he was actually outside, under a seat, getting absolutely wet, when the door was open so he could come in. So needless to say, I had to go outside and get him and bring him in. But now whenever there's a storm, you have to go and find out where he is to make sure he's not in a stupid spot, to make sure he's alright. But yeah, but any other noise he's not bothered about. As soon as there's a bit of a storm, no, that's him done. I'm hoping it's not moving too much on here. I'm trying to hold it with one hand and stitch with the other hand. As I say, I'm a bit out of practice doing it that way. I haven't done that for a while. As I say, I'm a little bit spoilt now that I've got my stand. So, over here, they announced yesterday that they're not going to be starting any international flights until a vaccine has been made for the coronavirus. So, and they are not doing flights, well, they are not looking at putting flights onto the US or the UK until the end of next year. So, there goes my plans of going home and visiting my mum for her 70th birthday, which is in September. Hers is just about 2 weeks before mine. So, needless to say, I no longer will be going home to see her on her 70th, if this is the case with regards to the flights. I was hoping they were all going to be back up and running again by, I think they originally said June for international flights. But because of the amount of cases in the UK and the US, they've decided that they're not doing international flights to them, as I say, for about till the end of next year. So hopefully a vaccine is found pretty soon. I know the guys in UK are on with theirs, and so far it's looking good. They had, well, they're doing the human trials. So far they had one death from doing the trials. But apparently this person who died was on a placebo. So it's not actually somebody who was actually taking the vaccine itself. So fingers crossed that that carries on and they've managed to get the vaccine sorted. And then I can go home for a couple, well, go back to the UK for a couple of weeks and visit everyone and see how things have changed. So, fingers crossed. Okay, I may have left that piece a little bit too short to try and get another stitch in, but I'm going to manage it. Don't you just love playing floss chicken? See who wins. 9 out of 10 the floss wins. Come on. I will get it. I'm going to get it. I'm determined. Nah, I win. I think this one I'm going to have to feed underneath, because there's no way I'm going to be able to pin stitch that one. I've lost my scissors. There we go. So I've still not measured up that piece of fabric yet that I want to start those ornaments on. The Haid ones, should I say, because I call them ornaments, they might as well be full pieces. I thought they were only about 6 pages. Well, it turns out they're not, they're about 9. So I need to do some calculating on those ones, so that may be something else I'll do this week. Maybe. But I may also leave it till nearer the time, because there's nothing like leaving it till the last minute to decide to do something and then find out that you've not got enough fabric for it. But at least I know I'll be able to start at least one on there. So we will do that. Right. Find the next colour. Trying to find colours that are not too dark so you guys can see. This one looks like it'll be an okay colour. Let's see how this looks under here. Yeah, you should be able to see them. Sure. So I managed to get onto the computer the other day. So with my laptop, as I said, the screen had gone. So everything was like really pixelated and green and pinks for some strange reasons. Anyway, one of the lads at work said to me, why don't, if it's got a HDMI cable port, why don't you just hook it up to your TV? Oh yeah, didn't think of that one. So, anyway, I managed to get it hooked up to the TV, and I was able to see what I needed to see, so which was good. So I went on, printed out a couple of pictures for the hay charts that I've not got the pictures done yet. So I printed out a couple of those, and then went onto YouTube to try and turn off these adverts for not appear in the middle. Yet I could not find out where to go at all to turn off these adverts. I was like, well, surely it can't be that hard. You just go into one area, surely. No, not there. So I have no idea where to go to turn these adverts off. So I've requested the help of Stacy, who is 911 teacher, because she's been having trouble with it putting adverts in the middle of her stuff as well. So I contacted her. So she's going to help me out. She's going to find out exactly where I need to go to so I can get them switched off. So hopefully you may not see the adverts in this one. I don't know if you saw any in the last Stitch With Me. I watched my Stitch With Me earlier on just to check. And mine came up with no adverts. So I don't know if you guys have been getting adverts on my Stitch With Me's or not. But apparently, reading it on YouTube, it says they choose the appropriate times to put adverts in. So, which must be like if there are pauses within the video itself, you know, like where people are not talking or not moving or anything like that. I don't know. And then they will slot an advert in there to fill up the gap. And apparently it's to break up things as well, to refresh your viewing times. Apparently, well, like your guys' viewing, so that you're not just staring at the same thing. It kind of breaks it up. That's what they say anyway. So hopefully, if I keep talking long enough, there'll not be no gaps, so they can't put adverts in. You can't even see what I'm stitching there. I'm going to get out of the view. So yeah, so fingers crossed. I'm going to say Stacy will come back to me later on today, I'm hoping. And she's going to send me screenshots of where I need to go so I can get them turned off. So you shouldn't have, famous last words, but you shouldn't hopefully have any adverts during the Stitch With Me. Because like I say, this is not going up till Wednesday. So by then it should all be turned off anyway. So you may have it in my normal floss tube video until that gets switched off. So if you not watch the floss tube one, by the time you're watching this, then they should be turned off on the floss tube one as well. So, but yeah, there's nothing more annoying than just getting into watching something and then an advert pops up. It's a bit like normal TV, really. Put a program on to watch, and then every 2 seconds you got adverts. Well, you do over here anyway. Over here you get, as I mentioned before, you get loads and loads and loads of adverts in your program. So a normal like hour-long program turns out to be like an hour and a half, because there's that many adverts in there. It extends everything. Also, thank you as well to a couple of you guys mentioned how you're able to get runny road charts from America. So everyone was saying all you need to do is just contact Runny Road himself, and he'll sort out like a PDF or something like that to send to you. So I haven't done it yet, so I'm gonna see about doing that. Another thing to put onto my list for this weekend, and see if I can sort out a Runny Road. I'm gonna say there's one. It's a garden scene or something. I can't remember what it's called now. But I've always liked the look of it. So, but as I say, every time I've gone onto his site, it only delivers to America. I was like, this was when I was in the UK as well, and I was like, well, I don't want one going to America. I want it coming here. So, but apparently, yeah, if you just message him, he's a really nice person apparently, and he just organises a PDF for you and sends it across. So, knowing my luck, he'll turn around and say, well, Etsy's shop's up now, so just go on there and buy it from there. And that'll cost you like $40. No, I don't want to pay that much. Thank you very much. Might, I suppose. If you've ever seen any finished up, they are really, really nice once they're done. Definitely a very skillful chart creator. So I suppose they are worth the money, but then again, a lot of skillful chart creators out there now. See, look at this, you do stitching in your hand, and all you get is knots. Now I know why I switched from stitching in your hand, well, not stitching in your hand, stitching one-handed. I know you meant to just let it dangle at the back to untangle it, but that takes time off your stitching. Unless you lose your spot, then that takes even more time off your stitching. So I have no idea how long this video is going to be, because obviously I've had to stop it twice. I haven't done with the total amounts, so it's either going to be a really, really, really long stitch with me, or it's going to be a really, really, really short one. So the overhead camera stand thing that I was looking at. I said when I looked at repurchasing it, it wasn't going to be available until November, mid-November. I went on and had a look at it the other day, and it said that I may be able to get one before then. What did it say? At the end of the month is when they're going to be available again. So I think I've just put all this in the wrong spot. Or put something in the wrong spot. Nope, I've just repeated exactly what I've done. That's there. What have I just done? Thanks. Where's that bit? Okay, I've lost myself. Hang on. That's right. See, this is why I like Pattern Keeper. I don't get lost on Pattern Keeper. It'd probably help as well if I had my glasses on, but I don't. Told you I'm terrible at remembering to put my glasses on. Okay, I think I've stick something in the wrong spot. Yes, I have. This is going to be another fun one. So obviously, as I say, I can't count. So all this that I've just done, all needs to come out. So it should have actually lined up down here. So I'm only about 6 stitches out. Yep. So I'm going to have to take out everything that I've just done all the way around here. So even my floss checking that I had to do. Oh well, it is what it is. I'll sort that one out later. So I'm going to leave that thread there. So looks like I know what I'm doing for the rest of this morning then. It's going to be ripping that out first before I even start on my mini Deer Creek. But oh well. So yeah, so I think this one's going to be a short stitch with me, because I need to now get this sorted out so it's all in the right spot, ready for when I work on it again, because otherwise I'm going to forget, and then I'm going to work off where I've done all these stitches, and then I'm going to have even more wrong. Oh well, so that's going to be a short and sweet stitch with me. So it was looking good, fair bit of colour on there. So right, I'm going to now go and sort out this mess. So if you've been stitching along with me, I hope you've put all your stitches in the right spot, and not like me, put them in the incorrect spot. I know these parts here are correct, because that's the only part that I've got marked up that way. So all these parts are incorrect, so I need to take all that out. Ah well, never mind. So anyway guys, I'll leave that here now then, so I can get this all sorted out. So again, if you've been stitching with me, I hope you've got all yours in the right spot. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll catch you in my next video, hopefully with an update on this one that I've put everything in the correct spot. And I will speak to you guys later. So take care, happy stitching, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye guys. Okay guys, little update for you. I fixed it. So it's all been moved. So all this part here was moved from up here back down. So that is now all fixed and in the correct spots. So that's what we've got. So it didn't take too long, only took me about 10 minutes, so that wasn't too bad. Thought it might take me a bit longer. But yeah, that's now all in the correct spot, thank goodness. Alright guys, catch you later.